Dance means pretty much everything. The power of the dance for me right now is to show your truth and to show your honesty. Dance for me has been really about a self-discovery, a journey throughout my life of learning about dance culture, my own culture and other people's culture.
Dance is the art of movement. Here is someone who expresses himself through dance.
I definitely get inspired by not just dancing, but also, my general viewing of being in a new place. It all plays a huge part of my influence and my inspiration to dance, to move.
Frankie Johnson is a pioneering street dancer from the UK. He embarks on a trip in Korea in search of traditional and modern dance.
So my expectations of this trip in Korea mostly is to hopefully gain something new. Yeah, I hope it can be or play an important role in my development as an artist and as a person.
Frankie begins his journey to learn more about Korean dance.
My name is Frankie Johnson. My artist name is Frankie J. I'm 26 years old. I am originally from Bristol in the United Kingdom. And I specialize in teaching and dancing house dance and house music culture. It was almost like I recognized the voice I had always been looking for through dance.
This young man from the UK is a leading figure in British house dance, which combines hip-hop and contemporary dance. There is a special reason he's visiting Korea.
Predominantly being in the company. The reason why I wanted to come is, yes, next year in 2019, I will be one of a selected dancer from the UK to embark in a project which is collaborating both contemporary dancers and street dancers, both from Korea and from the UK.
Collaborating with dancers of different genres is always an exciting challenge. Having practiced together since February, they have one goal.
저희가 지금 2019년에 준비하는 프로젝트가 있습니다. 영국의 스트릿 댄서들과 한국의 현대무용수들과 함께 모다페라는 현대무용 페스티벌에 이제 올릴 계획이고요.
They are still in the process of getting to know each other. Through the body language of dance, they communicate beyond cultural barriers.
It's going to be very improvised at the beginning stages of its development, but hopefully through our experience from the UK and also from the experience here in Korea, both of them will be able to kind of harmonize by the end completion.
Prior to his performance, Frankie goes on a trip to better understand Korea. His destination is Jeonju, a city of old traditions located in the southern region of Korea. What is he hoping to gain from his travels?
Another reason why I wanted to come is to gain a new sense of inspiration for my art. Not just as a dancer, but someone who is trying to learn more in life experience as well. Dance and life, for me, go hand in hand.
This is the largest village of traditional style houses, known as Hanok in Korea. Home to more than 700 houses, this village is imbued with traditions and culture.
My first impression of Jeonju, in one word at the moment that I can think of, would be heritage or authentic.
He follows the stone walls to savor the exotic ambiance of the Hanok Village.
First thing I seen, or should I say I heard, was the music before I even got to see the girls. And it was from that moment that my ears got to pick up on the sound. It drew my curiosity into trying to find out where the sound was coming from.
The unique sounds of the Korean traditional instrument gayagum bring him to a halt.
As soon as I got to see the girls, I was just kind of astounded from the look of the instrument that was creating this sound. I was a little bit kind of baffled as to say, like, wow, this wooden thing that I'm seeing is creating such a unique sound.
저희는 이 전주에서 활동하고 있는 가야금 앙상블 월향이라고 합니다. 가야금이라는 악기뿐만 아니라 이 국악기 자체를 모든 사람들이 좀 어렵게 생각하고 공연장에 가서만 봐야 하는 음악이라고, 어려운 음악이라고 생각을 하기 때문에 저희가 직접 찾아와서 공연을 들려주고 어려운 음악이 아니고 쉬운 음악이다라는 것을 알려주기 위해서 저희가 직접 나와서 연주를 하고 있습니다.
So listening to the gayagum was the very first time, and it was my very first experience of hearing like traditional Korean music. Incredible sound, the melodies and the kind of vibration that the strings give off when the gayagum players were playing the instrument. This instantly was like a instant connection with me.
These young musicians publicize a disappearing tradition. Frankie is mesmerized by the beautiful sounds of the gayagum. There is another artist who is as mesmerized by the music as Frankie.
And then I also noticed that there was a painter that was in front of them who was basically drawing the girls, and she was also kind of reflecting her visual and what she was hearing aspect and literally putting it down on paper.
Her ink drawings catch his eye.
And that was really, really inspiring to see because, again, in the same way that I visualize dance, she was visualizing in the same way that she paints.
Like Frankie, she expresses music through a different form of art. But what brings these young artists to the street?
항상 갇혀있는 전시장 안에서 저희 작품만 보여주게 되더라고요. 그리고 저는 좀 작품이 살아 움직이는 거를 조금 바래가지고 밖에서 조금 역동적으로 할 수 있는 방법이 어떠한 게 있나 해서 청년 예술가들끼리 이제 우리끼리 나가가지고 이제 우리의 소리와 아름다움을 좀 전해보자 해가지고 제가 그려보게 됐습니다.
Fascinated by the young artists, Frankie proposes an impromptu session.
Is it possible that I can join you as you play your instrument? So would it be possible if I could dance with you guys?
저희야 너무 감사하죠.
It's an unusual fusion of Gayagum music and house dance.
I think I kind of focused in really just trying to touch base with how the music made me feel. I think it was more the dynamic of how the instrument was played that is something I will take away, because the sound was very particular and it gave off a kind of vibration that resonates in the ear and in the body very particularly.
Frankie picks up the Korean traditional rhythm in no time. The three artists exchange their feelings through sounds and movements.
In house dance, or in street dance culture, should I say, we call this the cipher. And the cipher is the moment of being in a circle and expressing the moment that you have, sharing with those people in the circle.
Discovering new art forms and meeting new artists is always an inspiring experience.
And the moment I was dancing with the Gayagum players and the painter, for me, it was almost like dancing in a cipher. And the cipher really, at that moment, represented both music, both painting and dance. The people gave us energy and the music gave me energy, and then for me it was just a very empowering feeling.
Frankie captures Korean traditional music in dynamic movements. Two completely different genres create an unexpected harmony.
우리 한국 음악 자체가 박자도 굉장히 어렵고 낯설 텐데 처음 맞춰본 거 치고는 너무 잘 어울리고 생각보다 조화가 너무 좋아서 깜짝 놀랐고.
And the music was like so soft and so atmospheric. It really influenced me in many different ways, not just the movement, but just also, I guess, the emotive connection I have with the sound. So yeah, today was a very, very uplifting first-time experience.
All the unexpected and exciting experiences he gains while traveling become a source of inspiration for his art. What is his first impression of Jeonju Hanok Village?
First major impacts that I've kind of felt or got to see, it feels very rich in foundation and very rich in history, cultural identity.
Like this hidden spot in the alley. Inside, the room is full of color. It's Korean traditional paper hanji with a 1,000-year-old tradition. Made using a unique method, hanji is a truly versatile material.
여기 있는 한지들은 집에 벽지도 바르고 글씨도 쓰고 그림도 그리고 할 수 있는 한지들입니다.
Yeah.
Use it.
Dance movements.
The delicate colored fan made of hanji sets him dancing.
So how does the paper become these different kind of colors?
컬러는 이제 은은한 색은 천연염색으로들 많이 쓰고 있고요. 그리고 이게 지금 현재 우리나라 참숯으로 만든 숯한지예요. 숯한지고 또 이제 황토를 넣으면 황토한지가 되고요. 이제 치자 넣으면 치자한지도 되고.
Like these.
이것은 당나무 속껍질 한지 만들고 겉껍질로 무늬 만든 것들. 이런 데다가 작품도 할 수 있고.
I didn't know how varied the papers were. It just reminded me again, something that we take for granted as making paper also takes a lot of time and care in being able to make the end product.
He decides to take a look at how Jeonju Hanji paper is made.
여기는 전통 방식으로 한지를 만드는 한지원이라고 합니다. 지금 현재 이 과정은 한지를 뜨는 과정이에요.
I got to see like a traditional kind of working factory in a very traditional setting, and it was very, very heartwarming and to witness that this kind of procedure or the process of making this kind of paper still exists.
한지는 주로 당나무 껍질을 이용해서 한지를 만들어요. 당나무를 채취를 해서 이걸 삶아가지고 기계로 분쇄를 해서 만들고 두들겨서 만들기도 하고 합니다.
The process of transforming a tree into a piece of paper is beyond any imagination.
So how long does the process of making the paper take?
한지 한 장 만들기까지는 거의 한 달 걸려야 한지 한 장이 완성이 돼요. 잘라서 삶고 씻고 껍질 벗기고 껍질 써서 삶은 다음에 여기에부터 이물질도 다 따내고 두들겨서 만들기도 하고 기계로 분쇄를 해서 만들기도 하고 그래요. 한지는 100여 번의 손길을 거쳐야 종이 한 장이 완성된다 해서 백지라 합니다. 그 정도로 손이 많이 가는 게 한지예요. 네.
It was fascinating. My experience of getting to see the paper making today, it gave me a reflection, I guess, of my own practice in how much care the people take in making something like this. You just see how much care is taken into being able to do something like this.
전통을 지킨다는 것은 진짜 힘들어요. 네, 조금씩 변해가는 세상이라고 하지만 기계화가 안 되고 손으로 수작업서 만들다 보니까 힘이 많이 들지만은 그래도 이렇게 한지 한 장 한 장 만들 때마다 그 아름다운 한지의 선을 보면은 그냥 놓지 못할 것 같아요. 그래서 그 자부심으로 살고 있습니다.
It's to preservation, to preserve its idea, its foundation, its right as a skill and as an art, as an occupation, and for this to kind of be passed on to further generations. There's maybe children or grandchildren of these people who work still in these paper factories that can pass this information and their story down to their families and other children who will hopefully continue the work afterwards, and to see a skill like that be taken into the future.
What these people do to preserve a tradition will be remembered as a form of art. When dusk falls, Jeonju, the city of traditions, lightens up. He wraps up the first day of his trip, gazing at the nightscape of the city.
My first day in Jeonju has been really quite informative and really quite a massive cultural experience. Korea definitely has its own individuality, and even in just this first day, I've really got to feel and to find out that it is so much different. I just hope over the next few days that I get to spend here, I really get to take in as much as I can being here in Jeonju.
From beautiful music and traditions to the brilliant nightscape, Jeonju is a city with myriad treasures. What will it offer the traveler tomorrow? Choreographer Kim Kyung-shin takes Frankie to a special place. It's Namgo-sa Temple, which was built around 1400 years ago.
Yeah.
This is the temple, which is called Namgo Temple.
Namgo Temple.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
And history.
Yeah.
So Frankie, have you ever been temple before?
I've been to, it's the first time in a Korean temple.
I like this sound.
It's
called moktak.
Moktak.
Yeah, it's wooden made percussion instrument.
Okay.
Sounds makes us really, calm and peaceful.
Yeah, it almost creates like a feeling of serenity almost. Yeah.
That's true.
The temple in Namgo-sa was very breathtaking by the views, the kind of sense of serenity and the sense of peace that was felt when I was there. It also gave me a kind of feeling of clearness in my head.
Just being here unclutters his mind.
I guess it kind of teaches you a little bit about how you can take something like this experience away to wherever else you go until the next time you come back to a temple or to Namgo-sa.
But there is a special reason Kim Kyung-shin has brought him here today. He wants to show him Buddhist art. Buddhist teachings can be conveyed not only in paintings, but also in dance.
이 절에서는 크게 이 천수 발화춤하고 성무하고 두 가지가 있어요. 근데 그 춤 두 개 다 이제 사람이 죽으면은 그것을 잘 가게끔 비는 입장에서 발화춤이 생기고 성무도 그래서 생겼다고도 이야기가 나오고 그래요. 죽은 사람이 나타날 때는 좋게 나타날 때는 항상 나비가 돼서 나타나는 거예요. 그래서 영혼이 나비가 돼가지고 뭐 와서 머리에 와서 앉는다든가 그런 모습을 이렇게 움직이는 것이 마치 나비가 이렇게 춤을 추는 것처럼 그렇게 보이는 거예요.
What will it be like? Buddhism as art, not religion.
I'm sort of really interested to see how it kind of reflects onto the movement of a butterfly. So this part I'm going to be very interested in to see and experience.
Thanks to choreographer Kim, Frankie gets a rare chance to see Buddhist dance.
We're gonna meet Moon Jung-keun.
Moon Jung-keun.
Yeah, he's a Buddhist dance master in Korea.
Oh wow, okay.
How will Buddhist discipline be expressed through dance? Master Moon Jung-keun and his students are in the middle of a rehearsal. The Buddhist dance, very Korean and religious at the same time, is more intense than what he expected when he heard about it from the monk at Namgo-sa Temple.
I think it would be powerful and quite mesmerizing. And I was like, wow, like this, I don't know maybe if I will be able to take this on. But yeah, powerful, mesmerizing, and also maybe a little bit overwhelming.
The origin of Buddhist dance, or sungmu, is unclear. Legend has it that it was first performed by monks to the sound of the drum to overcome anguish.
In the beginning, they just danced without drum. They in the middle of the dance, yeah, one of the dance, drumming.
Buddhist dance is recognized as the most artistic among Korean folk dances for its outstanding expression of movement within stillness. The dance begins to the sound of the drum. The long sleeves make graceful movements.
저희가 그냥 맨손에 하는 것도 춤이 힘든데, 한국 춤이 굉장히 힘든데 이거를 아주 길다란 승무 장삼을 입고 그 속에 또 북채를 쥐고 그거를 뿌리면서 또 장삼 자락을 또 날리면서 그 많은 곡선과 또 직선을 만들어낸다는 게 너무 어려워서, 그렇지만 정말 잘 해냈을 때는 뿌듯함이 느껴질 정도로 좀 아름다운 미학적인 그런 아름다움이 있죠.
Sungmu expresses the process of leaving behind the earthly world and reaching nirvana. Unfortunately, there are few places nowadays that still hold Buddhist dance performances on a regular basis. But one master is dedicated to preserving and passing down this dance. Master Moon Jung-keun is the one who has recreated and preserved the Buddhist dance of Jeonju.
승무가 이렇게 민속무용으로 대두되기 시작한 지는 조선조 말기 때쯤에나 해서 기생분들이나 무용을 전문으로 하는 사람들에 해서 이렇게 구전대에서 이렇게 점점 내려온 내려온 우리나라 대표적인 민속무용이거든요. 그 춤을 찾는 데까지만 해도 몇 년이 걸렸고, 또 그 춤을 다시 재현하고 복원하는 데에도 한 거의 10년 이상 걸려서 지금 다시 재현된 이 춤이 지금 전라사면 승무입니다. 하나, 둘, 연불장단, 셋, 넷 하면 이게 학이 날개를 키는 학기지기예요.
Master Moon Jung-keun and Jeonju residents do their best to preserve and publicize Buddhist dance. Frankie can feel their enthusiasm.
It's also given me kind of the inspiration to look more into Korean traditional dance. And it was very, very, very interesting to hear how the Buddhist dance master explained about his history of trying to keep and preserve this culture alive for the people of Jeonju. And teach and continue this information through his disciples, because this is how these movements continue. This is how they keep moving through generation and generation. So that definitely plays a huge part of something that I'll take away.
Frankie and Kim decide to have a go. They put on delicate robes with unusually long sleeves.
Frankie, you look great. Yeah, honestly.
It feels great.
Yeah.
자, 우리 춤은 이게 손이 북채가 아니라 손의 선상의 연장선상으로 생각하고 부드럽게 나가다가 끝에 점에서 턱. 그렇지, 다시 다음 턱. 던져서 멀리 끌어서 시선 앞에 보고.
It was really refreshing to learn a new movement like this, based on its historical context and also just the way the counts are used in the music and in the movement. It's very different to what I'm used to.
둘, 셋.
Especially like the elongation of the counting, and also the kind of use of the breath inside the movements and weight placement.
쭉 해서 중심 싹 손. 자, 오케이. 연분은 6분의 18박이에요. 그래서 하나가 아니라 원, 투, 쓰리, 포, 파이브, 식스. 하나.
Step by step, the two move in sync.
3.
I think dance is another language. It's a language where myself and the Buddhist master may not be able to speak the same vocal language, but we understand each other because we both dance.
사선으로 하나, 옳지. 그다음에
But when he is showing me movement, I'm also responding or communicating with him when I respond to learning the movement back. And for me, this is one of the languages I feel most comfortable with.
하, 2, 6. 오늘은 굉장히 재미있고 흥미로운 작업이었어요. 두 분 다 무용을 하셔서 그런지 음악에 대한 이해도가 빠른데 춤이란 것이 그분의 특색이니까 멋이 나쁘다 좋다는 할 수 없지만 굉장히 우리 리듬을 이렇게 몸에 접을 수 있다. 근데 이게 쉽게 나오기가 어려운데 굉장히 이렇게 몸에 리듬이 담아지네요. 그게 좀 저는 좀 좋게 봤어요.
It's a very open-minded feature that I should start to look more into, trying to motivate and inspire my own movement, because I think as well the way I look at movement is becoming much more of an open spectrum, and I think it's always going to be very beneficial to really take in different influences and ideas and creativity. My experience of learning Korean or traditional Korean movement was challenging. It was just a very pleasant experience. The movement itself is completely different. I'm really going to take away a lot from this experience of getting to learn movements from this particular style of dance. Because again, it embodies so much depth and it embodies so much history inside of the movement, and that for me is incredibly important to cherish and to also embed in my own dance journey. The Buddhist dance master had mentioned earlier today, which I thought was a really good reflection of what I study, was he had mentioned about him wanting to preserve this kind of material and this kind of movement and also what comes with it culturally. And for me, that was instantly a real similarity in the way I portray house dance or street dance culture, because it's also my drive. Keep this culture and keep this understanding of these dance and this movement alive, and it's something I'm very well driven and very I can very much relate to when I'm back home in the UK.
Jeonju is not only the birthplace of traditions, but also a platform for contemporary art. To learn more about the city's thriving culture, Frankie heads to Jeonju Oguri Plaza. On the ground are numerous traces of art.
Seeing the ceramic handprints in the middle of Jeonju city was something I didn't think I would get to see in Jeonju.
These handprints belong to b-boys.
So when I got to see the handprints, I'm assuming it was b-boys and street dancers from here. It was like really surprising and quite comforting to finally know that there is some sort of hip-hop dance culture here in the city. That there has been something quite historical in the street dance community here, or the street dance history of Jeonju. In that moment, I kind of wanted to just find out where these people were, or where these dancers were.
Jeonju has produced many world-renowned street dancers. To meet them, Frankie visits a local dance academy.
From my knowledge as well, the b-boy scene in Korea has been growing quite exponentially. I've been hearing about individual b-boys from Korea representing at a really high level at a lot of high-level events around the globe.
He looks forward to learning about Korean street dance.
So when I got to go to UT's Dance Academy, that was when the moment of excitement kind of came back. When they were rehearsing, they were practicing for a dance competition that I also used to participate in many years ago, but back home in England. And it was really cool to see that what they were doing, and also to hear that they were reigning champions from the same contest. And so, yeah, it just was like a flashback moment.
Powerful, dynamic movements heat up the rehearsal room. So far, he has seen various traditional dances in Jeonju. But now, it's time for passionate street dance. This is the highlight of his trip.
It was a moment of kind of feeling at home, being around people who also have the same passion and love for what I do.
Frankie sees himself in these young people who nurture the same dreams and goals as dancers. These passionate dancers are guided by their even more passionate mentor. It's Ki, a member of the b-boy group Last for One. Ki is a member of the famous dance group Last for One and Korea's first-generation street dancer. He is the one who transformed Jeonju from a cradle of old traditions into a stage for street dance by winning many prestigious competitions worldwide.
힙합 문화 자체가 억울함을 호소하고 표출하는 흑인에서부터 시작됐는데 그런 개념이 아닌 문화로서 자리매김을 도와주시고 버스킹이라든지 이런 것도 기회 제공도 많이 해주시고 문화적으로 청소년들이 인정받고 자리를 잡을 수 있는 계기가 되었고 그래서 조금 더 앞섰다면 그런 이제 분들의 관심이 아닐까 싶습니다.
Ki's dance has become a cultural icon of the city. The Jeonju B-Boy Grand Prix, which was launched in 2007, has grown into an international b-boy tournament where only the best of the best are allowed to compete.
영국에서 온 하우스 댄서 프랭키라고 하고 한번 소개를 들어볼게. Let me introduce yourself.
So my name is Frankie, or people know me as Frankie J. I'm a house dancer.
Welcome to Jeonju City.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
여기서 하우스 스텝을 할 줄 아는 사람이 있나? 한번 보여줘봐.
5, 6, 7, 8. Dance for me, wherever I go, whether it be in Korea or in other countries, it is one whole big connection. I really like to think that it's a representation of one big family. Very good. Yes.
Very good. 보여달라, 보여달라. 와!
This was like my first encounter with like a b-boy from Korea, like getting to exchange and talk and dance. Dancing with Liti and here at his dance academy, just felt like home.
우리 이제 만약에 12월에 가면 그 기회가 있으면 같이 배틀을 참가해도 괜찮을 것 같다고.
For sure. Yes, that would be. They are the people that I feel like I can connect with instantly because I guess we are the same, you know. We specialize, we devote, we are persistent in and consistent in both what we love to do and also in this discipline. So getting to speak with the dancers, finding out who they were, how old they were, what they specialize in, was just really nice to hear. And also getting to dance with them was great.
Two dancers, one from Korea and the other from the UK, move together side by side to the same rhythm. Nothing beats this moment for Frankie.
That's what attracts me to travel to places like Korea, places like Jeonju, to see how the dance that I love so passionately about is taken on in places like this. And it just keeps wanting to keep my interest and love for traveling even more and more and more and more. Getting to just exchange through movement. Liti was showing me some of top rocks and some rocking, and like I just kind of went with it and started to throw in my own feels and own perspective on the dance, and it was just great. The vibes were really nice. The students were making lots of noise and chanting, and yeah, it was just cool, and really, again, I just felt very at home. And
not every traveler is lucky enough to have such an exhilarating experience. And Frankie's luck is not over yet. This time he heads to Sohakdong Art Village.
Originally, I started off in contemporary, and then age of 14, I started to study hip-hop. I guess ever since then, I decided to explore more and more and more of this, and even up until now.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. I come first in Korea.
First time in Korea, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hair.
This one is a better hat than mine. You want to try? Yeah, do you want to try?
You so look like that. You look like the London gentleman.
You look very cool. Very cool.
Sure?
This good-humored gentleman is performing artist Shim Hong-jae.
At this point, I'm used so many times red and black.
And black.
Yeah. Black with same message.
He is carrying out an interesting project these days.
Okay.
Performance art together, and exhibition, the village exhibition, and group exhibition together in here, starting the interdisciplinary space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people come here to do art, or yeah.
Sohakdong Art Village was founded by artists in a rundown neighborhood. This cultural space is now home to some 40 painters, installation artists, and musicians, as well as ordinary residents.
Sohak Art Village, it was something I've never kind of, I guess I've been around in the sense of being in a place where there was so much artistic approaches all in one place. So somewhere like this that has something like that is kind of mind-blowing, because I didn't expect, or what I had heard of Jeonju is that I didn't know there was going to be a space like this where there's so much being created in one area.
예술의 힘이라고 하는 것은 소통이라고 생각을 해요. 예술이 마을에 들어와서 마을 사람들하고 같이 소통하고 같이 움직여지는 그리고 또 같이 만들어 나가는 그런 모습들이 예술이 아닌가 그렇게 생각을 합니다.
While strolling down the alleys, Frankie comes across another art genre, graffiti. The walls have become one large sketchbook. Graffiti artist Lee Jong-bae.
He's a very, very, very well-established graffiti artist from here. And again, to know that there's someone like him locally in Jeonju creating work like this, it's just another reinforcement of why I came here in the first place.
Lee says that he found graffiti to be very different from other forms of art.
아무래도 이 그래피티라는 게 그 힙합의 한 요소로 자리 잡고 있는 문화이기 때문에 저희한테 보이는 많은 문화들 가운데서 좀 많이 튀는 그런 문화들이니까 그래서 시작하게 됐습니다.
Lee Jong-bae makes a surprise gift for Frankie. He paints his face on the wall.
My experience of the graffiti with my face and my tag on it was mind-blowing. It was completely unexpected, and yeah, I just didn't expect to see a visual of myself on a wall here in Jeonju. So good. Crazy good. Seeing myself on a wall. So it's yeah, it's been a real fantastic experience getting to see that or to witness that. I'm extremely satisfied. Yeah, it's come out great. It's definitely the younger version of me with no beard. But yeah, I'm extremely happy. It's something I'm definitely going to remember for a very, very, very long time. I'm extremely grateful.
Frankie will also leave his mark on the wall.
I was a little bit worried that I would ruin the picture because I was nowhere near as good as him. But it's just, yeah, it's just really, 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 really nice and extraordinary.
The traveler's face now adorns the wall of an old building. Now it's Frankie's turn. He dances against the backdrop of his own portrait.
Dancing in front of my face was, again, really different, something I haven't done before. It was like this crazy feeling of, how did I say it? It was like, almost like supporting myself in the moment, because I had my face on this wall and there was me dancing in front of it, and I almost felt like I had my own reinforced self-support in that moment.
An experience like no other. That's the power of art.
So when I'm freestyling or when I'm dancing, I feel like I have the support of myself behind me the whole time. So yeah, it's, again, really surreal, but I enjoyed the experience very much.
His trip is already coming to an end. How will he remember Jeonju?
The thing I'm most impressed about by being here in Jeonju would be being in such a place where it's so artistic. Jeonju really is the representation of a very artistic hub or artistic community. It's just amazing, or should I say concentrated area that is so artistic. It's just an ongoing cycle of art to art to art to art. This trip that I've had in Korea is definitely going to be something I'm going to not just take away to London, but for the rest of my journey of whatever I do.
Charged with a lot of positive energy from Jeonju, he is ready for his next step.
Doing what it is that I'm doing to gain new experiences, to inspire other people to do the same, to inspire people from all over the world, not just in my own community, to inspire people to be themselves, to proudly show who they are, but to continue being the artist that I've been so far and to keep growing that artist and hopefully leave something hopefully quite beautiful in this world.